Hello and welcome back to Skeggsy on the farm in rural Thailand. As always, I hope the video finds you well. The beginning of June wasn't very good for us family wise. That's Deap's stepfather, who sadly passed away at the beginning of the month. He had a fall and he was found because he'd been laying there for some time. They took him into hospital and he was there for 4 days, but sadly he passed away. The funeral itself is actually at Deap's stepmom's house. What they do is this is all large gazebos built around the house, and the coffin and all the tributes are actually bought from the hospital overnight, and then this was literally all built. It's basically like an L shape around the house because she's got a bit of land out the front and a bit of land round the back, but some of the gazebos are actually put onto the road. So 5 days the funeral lasted, and then on the 6th day everybody goes back, and again the monks come and then everybody helps clear up, but 6 days, maybe 7 days in total. This is the end of the chanting. This is our family, or the close family, giving envelopes to the monks. There's Deap there. I think there's about 200 in each envelope, but it's a very large family. I think Lampur village is basically half of our family live there. Though having said that, some people did travel up. Auntie travelled up from Bangkok, and so did Uncle with us still. As I say, they turned this is the back of her house garden, and they've literally that's the road, and they've turned it into a kitchen, mobile kitchen. There's probably about 5 ladies there cooking all the time. All these people have to be fed all day. People go all day and then they spend the night there. You never actually leave the body alone in the whole of the 5 days. So people, family, would actually sleep underneath the gazebo and actually sleep with a coffin, and Deap did as well. These ladies were then singing, I'm told it was singing, words from the, not Thai, funny enough, it was actually Cambodian that they were singing, but it wasn't singing as far as I was concerned, but it was obviously something to do with funerals that people will do. Again, people all the time coming up and saying prayers and lighting a joss stick as well to the coffin. This is the night before the burning. We would call it taking it to the crematorium, but in Thailand they basically just call it burning. You know, you're going to a burning. You're not going to a crematorium to sit there. So in the morning at I think it started early, about 8 o'clock in the morning, but I got there about 9ish, and just in time to watch the coffin being transported from the house round the corner into the temple. Each temple will have a crematorium part, or a couple of ovens, and people will take the coffin, families will take the coffin. I don't know what the ladies and that thing about that's on their head, that's money. They've actually got that, the end of that stick is money. So I'll have to ask the question what that is about. But people will actually go and help pretend take the body to paradise. They will go and actually pretend like they're pulling the coffin round for the burning. You go round the crematorium 3 times. I'm not quite sure why 3, if 3 is a lucky number or what. I'm not quite sure, but they will go round, and that's where the oven is there. There's 2 ovens up there. So you go around 3 times, and then it's then placed up on the top, and then there's the ceremony starts, and the monks will go up and say a prayer. There's always monks there, because I say we're in the temple. And then once the monks have been, the family will go up, and then we're all given flowers, and everybody goes up and says it. Now, I'm not going to show you the next bit because it's not probably very nice, but after the burning, people still stay there. And in the afternoon, the ashes are brought out the back on a bit of corrugated iron. They're then sorted between ashes and bones, and then people will sit with the bones and say prayers, and then the bones are then transported back to the house where we all were, and then everybody goes back as well. And as I say, the bones are then left, and people will still stay with the bones until they're spread. So people can go there and actually be there for 6 days. I'm not going to show you that because I just didn't think it was right, to be honest. I didn't even go up and have a closer look. Anyway, let's change the subject. I showed you this before. I just wanted to show you how rice grows so quickly. The soil is basically, if you imagine like walking on the beach, and you know when the tide goes out and you just get like wet sand, well, that's what the soil's like when it's wet. It's like walking on wet sand. Sometimes your feet will sink into it, sometimes you won't. Yeah, all round us now there's rice growing, some of it taller than other parts. So as we said before, that the cows can now go out, buffalo can't go out and wander around eating the grass, so we now have to feed them every day. So we clean the cow shed, get rid of the old straw or grass by using the tractor. One of the best things we ever did was buy a tractor at the time. It was like, it's a lot of money, but my God, does it get used. You may have seen in some of the early videos that this part of our land was just horribly bog. It was, I think I said to you before, it was lower. At some point people had pinched the topsoil off of it, so it was lower. So all the water around used to collect, and it was just basically horrible. Well, after 1,225 truckloads of topsoil, it was then filled up, and now we have our own supply of grass, where before they had to go out, Chai, Deap, and even I would go out alongside of the motorways, and we would have to go and cut grass and then bring it back. But now, because we do have that land, literally growing our own grass, and there's not many people do that. When you go into the town, you always see people on the side of the motorway with streamers cutting grass, but as I say, we're lucky enough, in hindsight, this was Deap and Chai's idea right from the start. You know, if we grow our own grass, we won't have to spend less time away from the farm. So that's what happens every day now. In the morning the cows get fresh grass, and in the afternoon they get straw, and that's how it will be until the rice is ready to cut, which is probably in about another 3 months time. So lucky cows, they get fresh grass every day. So yes, it was worth 1,200 and whatever it was truckloads of topsoil. It cost a fortune, I might add, but there you go. Anyway, I'm now rambling, so I hope you enjoyed this part of the video. Thanks again for watching. I hope you found it interesting, and I'll see if I can do an update later in the month. This has been Skeggsy on the farm in Rural Thailand. People, I'll catch you again soon. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.